a wonderful party, Mr. Easton. Everything interests me. That's why someday I'm going to be a great actress, because I look around and absorb and understand.
Well, if you'll excuse me,
I'll never forget this night.
Don't go away, Louis. This child is too amusing. You've been to a party before, haven't you, dear?
Oh, yes, Miss Vernon. But if my friends in Franklin, Vermont could only see me here with all these famous people, like yourself and Mr. Easton.
Oh, it's really not as wonderful as all that.
Oh, but it is.
Oh.
I love your party. And I love New York. I love to walk and walk and look and look. Now, in Franklin, if you walk and walk, you get way out on a country road where there's nothing but big trees and fields. And yet, I don't know. There's something about it, about those fields, that gives you a feeling of being great and lonely. I feel it now, right here in my heart. I tell you, I know I'm a great actress.
Please be quiet. This is hardly the place or time for an audition.
Oh, but it is, Louis. Listen, everybody. Miss, what's your name, dear?
Eva Lovelace.
Miss Lovelace has kindly consented to perform for you. She's a great artist and positively will astound you. I predict a great future for this little girl. What do you do best? Sing, dance, imitate wild animals?
Cut it out, Rita.
You're not being very amusing, Rita. Come on, Eva, let's get out of here.
No, Joseph. Miss Vernon asked me to perform. I shall oblige her. And, Miss Vernon, I can imitate a cow moo and a dog bark.
Oh, please, Miss Lovelace.
Now turn out the light and leave this one light on my face. And you, listen. Listen, I tell you. Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. O Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Beautiful, Easton. Beautiful.
Yes, Joseph, beautiful. Childishly beautiful. Impossibly beautiful. In just a moment, James Hilton will return to present the second act of Morning Glory. But say, what are you reading there, Elizabeth Taylor?
Let me read it to you, Mr. Goss. She looked just like a princess, too, but it was understood. She didn't always act the way a little princess should. Like when she drew a picture of her teacher on her slate, and they got awfully mad because she had to stay in late.
Oh, I know who that is. It's Amy, the part you play in MGM's new movie, Little Women. Say, wasn't that one of the new Hallmark Little Women dolls you just read that verse from? May I see it?
Here you are.
Oh, isn't she a pretty little thing? Look at this gorgeous plume in her hat.
Yes, and see how she stands up. And the back is just as pretty as the front. You know, Mr. Goss, an artist came right on the set and sketched me in costume while we were making Little Women.
Sketched all the girls, didn't he?
Yes, Janet Leigh, June Allison, Margaret O'Brien, and myself. You know, we each autographed the dolls whose part we played. It's been fun for all of us, and we're so pleased about the dolls. We know they're going to make so many children happy.
Yes, they'll make wonderful gifts.
And you can mail them just like greeting cards. I've already sent them to loads of my friends.
Later on, Elizabeth, I'm going to tell all our listeners more about these beautiful Hallmark Little Women dolls. But now, it's back to the Hallmark Playhouse for the second act of Morning Glory, starring Elizabeth Taylor.
romantic young girl like Eva Lovelace, Louis Easton seemed a knight in shining armor. And to him, Eva was something new, something different. Impressed by her obvious adoration of him, he sent her flowers, intimate notes, and invited her to dine with him. Now, a month later, in his office, Louis Easton talks to Joseph Sheridan, while Eva waits impatiently to see him in the outer office.
I can't help it if she's infatuated with me. I didn't ask Eva Lovelace to fall in love with me. Now, do me a favor. Get rid of her.
The decent thing would be for you to tell her yourself.
I haven't the time. I'm leaving for London on the afternoon plane. I don't want to see her again.
Well, how do you suppose I go about telling her?
You're a writer. Dream up something, anything.
If there was anything I could say, I'd say it, but with her...
come on. She's just another girl.
I don't think you understand
What do you mean?
I'm in love with her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joseph. I didn't know.
It's all right. Too bad she fell in love with the wrong man. I suppose as soon as she begins to look at things sensibly, better it'll be. I'll make her understand. I hope.
Oh, thanks, Joseph. I'll call you from London. Keep the home fires burning. And for heaven's sake, don't get in any arguments with Rita Vernon. Start rehearsing Golden Bough. I'll be back in time for the opening.
Send Miss Lovelace in.
Hello, Joseph. Where's Louis?
Please sit down. There's something I want to tell you.
Will he be gone long?
I'm afraid so.
I'll wait for him. We're going to do wonderful things together, Louis and I.
Sure.
Strange how it all happened. It seems as if it was only yesterday I was alone and frightened. Life suddenly become very different for me. I wonder if you understand.
I think so.
It isn't because he's in the theater or because he's an important person and can help me.
Eva, Louis has gone to London for 3 months.
London. Did he leave any message for me?
No, not a word.
Not even a goodbye?
No.
Oh, it doesn't matter, really, Joseph. He'll write me and explain.
I wouldn't count on that. If I were you, I'd forget I ever met a man called Louis Easton.
How can you say that? I love him. He loves me. And what does it matter if he never writes? 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, forever. I'll wait for it.
You're young, too young to know what it's all about. Easton is wrong for you.
I know what my heart tells me.
If you won't listen, let me help you.
I don't need your help, Joseph. Mr. Quigley, I'm Eva Lovelace. I'd like to read the part of Queenie for you.
Eva Lovelace? I've never heard of you. Get yourself a reputation first and then come around and I'll talk to you.
You've never worked in burlesque before, have you?
No.
And you can sing and you can dance, can you?
No, sir.
Why don't you go home, kid, where you belong? I'm afraid you're not the type.
I haven't got a job for you, but when'd you eat last?
Oh, I'm all right. Thank you.
Hey, get some water, somebody. This kid's fainted.
Eva!
Do you have a ticket for this dance, Joseph?
I've looked everywhere for you for almost 3 months, and now I've found you. You're coming with me.
Is Louis back from London?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Let's get out of here.
I can't, Joseph. I can't walk out on Mr. Peluso. He was kind enough to give me this job. When will Louis be back?
Look, I have a job for you in Golden Bough. It isn't much, but you'll be general understudy to the whole cast. It'll be great experience for you, and you'll have your foot in the door.
And I'd be near Louis. I'll be the best understudy in the whole world.
That's it, Louis. I've made up my mind.
For heaven's sake, Rita, be reasonable.
15 minutes to curtain, Miss Vernon.
There won't be any curtain, Louis, unless you rewrite my contract.
You won't get away with it,
You
Rita.
said that before. Either you meet my demands or I don't open tonight. Now get out, Easton. You too, Joseph.
Listen,
Easton, listen. I've got the girl who can play Rita Vernon's part.
Where is she?
In a dressing room. She's general understudy.
You mean to say you take a chance on an understudy on opening night?
On this girl, yes.
Are you crazy? Who's the girl?
Friend of yours, Eva Lovelace.